Hang on a second. This is my first time trying to go live on my Rumble channel, rumble.com/do not talk. And I'm watching my phone right there, and it tells me do not talk is live. And I just went through with my buddy Mike Cook how to go live on Rumble and everything. We went through all the steps, had it all set up. And so I'm like waiting to see if I'm going to be actually live, like it says I will be. And I am. Ta-da! There it is right there. It worked. Hey, Mike Cook, it worked. Look at that, man. Patriot Mike Show. You'll find him on there's me holding up the phone. Little delay, obviously. That's exciting. That's kind of fun. A lot of exciting things happening here with the show. Got my own merch store on my website with this hat right here being one of them, charliesimons.com. And that's the website you go to and click on the merch store tab. You can get this shirt right here I'm wearing. Courageous is contagious. That's one of my favorite phrases. Courageous is contagious. And this just added too. Check this out. Trump was right about everything. So get this and a whole lot more. I got shirts, I got hats, and my favorite, this mug. It's a big 15-ouncer, and I like big mugs. I cannot lie. The other brothers cannot deny. Let's talk about politics and religion. There you go. And it's, of course, red. I love that mug. So please go to charliesimons.com, get one for yourself, you support the show, you help the show that way. And right here, this QR code takes you to Nueva Life, nuevalife.com/charliesimons. Just do your little phone on that QR code. It will take you right to the website. Get healthy, get some great collagen in your system. And it's mixed, not just collagen. It's got mushrooms. It's got all different kinds of things in it. You can actually see the ingredients. A lot of good luck with that. A lot of them, they're just like, yeah, you don't even know where it's sourced from or where it's from. This is the United States of America, guaranteed. Not just that, but they have coffee there now. They've also got a special travel kind of thing with special kind of discounts, and just a lot of great stuff there. Nueva Life, more energy, vibrant. Fix your brain, fix your mind, fix your body. Put back in it the ingredients, the elements, the minerals, the vitamins that our body needs, and starts making less of the older we get. nuevalife.com/charliesimons. Check it out for yourself. And this is the name of the show, Do Not Talk. Talk about two things you're never supposed to talk about, politics and religion. So my buddy Bob Patterson is on the show. Bob's one of my faves. He's one of my literally favorite people. Met him through when I was doing a radio show in Northern California, Sacramento area at the market there. And I didn't know him. I didn't know him at all. I met him at an event, and he started talking, and I was like, shoot, this is my kind of guy. I'm just a good old boy from Bakersfield. I grew up doing rodeo and all this kind of stuff, and he was a world champion rodeo cowboy. Went to the Cow Palace, went to Reno, went to all the big rodeos, bull riding, had a bad accident, broke his back, and came back and won world championship after breaking his back. Just a stud. His name is Bob Patterson. And why are you having him on the show, Charlie? Going to talk cowboy stories? No. There'll be a little part of it, but he's talking about running for governor of the state of California. Like, buddy, there's only like 30-something or more those who claim to be Republican running for governor of California. And he goes, well, just put me on your show and we'll just talk about it and see what people think. He hasn't decided yet, but anything and everything needs to replace this train wreck that we currently have in office. That
down in Hawaii,
rock back and forth, rock back. These are at the Palisades fire, and now he starts laughing. He's like laughing, joking about it. Yeah, we're gonna take the land. It's gonna be a big land grab. Governor Hairdo. Something is mentally wrong with him, and he's wanting to run for president in 2028. He just signed AB 495 into law. That's the one where any clown can print out a form and say that they are the new guardian of your child, your grandchild. Show up wherever your kid is. Daycare, doesn't matter. Charter school, private school, doesn't matter. Public school, and say, yeah, I'm taking possession of this kid. That's what AB 495 was. Any piece of can now go to these places and claim that your child is now under their control. That's AB 495. And this thing just signed this into law.
Budget is obviously a paramount process for you and the legislature, and I just want to ask you about something on the other end of the budget.
Let me pause it right there. That guy in the background, he's a bodyguard. I don't even know if he's paid out of Gavin's pocket or out of ours, most likely out of ours. He's a bodyguard. I've seen him in things before. He does not want his face on camera. He does not want to be doxxed. He does not want to be known as Newsom's bodyguard. So Newsom has got this weird, bizarre thing where he's always rocking back and forth and the hand gestures. And here he is trying to answer some very pertinent questions about corruption in his administration. And he freaks out. And he's trying to evade. He's trying to dodge and duck and weave, and like a bull coming out of the chute. He's trying to get this reporter off his back, and that poor body crowd keeps trying to stay hidden. I love this. All right, continue.
On a different topic, on public safety, do you think it looks good to the taxpayer for an assembly member who is also the wife of the attorney general to lead a committee that oversees his budget and other departments?
Scooby? I literally don't know what you're referring to.
Assemblymember Mia Bonta is set to lead the Budget Sub 5 Committee on Public Safety. I mean, the Attorney General oversees ethics in the state, distributes ethics training to state officials.
The camera finally has to move to try and follow up.
The legislature makes their determination.
What a freaking liar.
You don't, is it ethical or not?
I don't even know what you're referring to on here.
I don't even know what you're referring to. He says, I don't even know what you're referring to. I'm speaking to my fellow Californians now. Even if you didn't vote for him, maybe by not voting or not even being involved, you allowed that to happen. Sorry, it's the absolute truth. Well, I don't vote because I don't want to vote against God, or whatever your reason is. I've heard people say that, by the way. And by not voting, you are voting against God, because now we have wicked people like that, demonic people like that, in tremendous positions of power in the state of California, who have been running us right off a cliff. You got to get involved. We only have a few days left. I think October 20th is the last day to register to vote. And we need you to please register as a Republican. I get it. I can't stand the California Republican Party and what it's become. And I have exposed it again and again and again. You know that. Please, we need you for the Republican primary next summer. We need you also for the special election that is happening in less than a month. Do you realize that? Tuesday, November 4th, Proposition 50. That horrific thieving of districts, redistricting is what that's all about, is being sold as stand up against Trump. He's going against the will of the voter, who we said we want a special commission, a nonpartisan commission to decide what the districting is for these different candidates we have currently in office right now. Some of them are going to lose their districts if Prop 50 happens. One of them being Kevin Kiley. Kevin Kiley hasn't even been on my show. He won't even be on my show. I don't know why. I'd love to talk to him about it. He used to be on my show all the time. Now suddenly nothing. I'm a little too MAGA, I think. Speaking of too MAGA, I want to get somebody into the mix here. Oh, registertovote.ca.gov, by the way. I didn't finish what I was saying. That's how you get registered to vote. More than ever. Registertovote.ca.gov. Registertovote.ca.gov. Please. And register as a Republican, because we really need you. Bob Patterson, let's get him in the mix. Is he going to be running for governor? Let's meet him now on Do Not Talk. Ready? Hit it. Yeah, buddy. Hello, my friend. How are you?
Any better? I couldn't stand it. How you doing, Charlie?
I'm borderline amazing. That's what I am.
I'd have to,
Hey, did you see my new hat, by the way?
I did.
Simon's
Like
.com.
that.
That's on my merchandise store. You see my little Trump hat? Trump was right about everything. That's all on my.
Absolutely.
You need one of these, Bob. You need to go to my website and get you one of these coffee mugs so you can drink your Tennessee whiskey, whatever it is you're drinking. I love this guy. He's a. I'll tell you what. You want a good story? Have Bob come be a guest speaker at your event, and he'll just own it. He connects with people in such a way that they walk away going, I gotta somehow be friends with this guy. That's Bob Patterson. So you
very
were talking. Go ahead.
I said, you're very kind.
No, I'm very right. Former Marine, combat
Well,
veteran.
you're wrong there. You're wrong there.
What?
I am a Marine. There's no word former. Get out of here.
There you go. Okay, my apologies. He served as a Marine. He's currently just a Marine looking for a battle. And you got one with the state of California, don't you?
Boy, I'll tell you what, we the people have one. It's not an individual. We the people have one. And I want to correct you a little bit here when you said that Newsom, he sways back and forth and everything like that, and kind of like a bull. No, he's more like was a bull. He's called a steer now. He's
He's a steer.
He's got no balls, you know. And I mean, I'm just going to call it like it is. And I got to show you this little jewel here. I don't know if I'm allowed to say it or not, but it says about to stir some shit. And this was a gift given to me. And when I go to a political event, I usually take it with me. And when I get up to the podium, I tap the podium with it, hold it up, said, about to stir some shit, fellas. Everybody get ready. And it kind of tells who I am. And I'm kind of like, I'm kind of like a lot of the people in California. I love God, country, and guns, and it's the way it's supposed to be. I am working on a project in Oklahoma right now, and the folks back there are all saying, well, I ask them, have you ever been to California? Because they know I'm from California. And they always say, well, no, we haven't never been there. And I said, you ought to take a trip out here sometime. It's a great, great state. I'm not going to say it's the best, but it's right with the best. It's a great place to live, a great place to do everything. The problem is we have 50 shades of government out here, and they're all in the septic tank. Every shade. It's like I tell people, when you create stuff, you got to take care of the little things, and they let the little things go. Well, the little things, if you take care of the creeks, they become rivers, and you get the little things first, then the big things. If you take care of the little things, the big things are never a problem. And we've not taken care of the little things here. We're trying to get rid of the little businesses here in California, trying to get rid of everything that they can't control. And when I've just with some folks this morning in Lincoln at a business there, a new startup business, they're a year old. And I told them, I said, the problem with our government, our state government, is if they deal with a corporation that has 600 employees or 6,000 employees, they can control with one sweep of the pen, they control all those people that work for that company by regulating things. But when you have a small business and you run that small business, they can't control you or your 5 employees. They want to get rid of the small businesses so they can control everything. It's called communism. Is what it's called.
Exactly. Thank you so much for saying that. Nobody ever says that word. It's like it's some kind of I don't dare come out and say that because people will think I'm just rallying. I'm a conspiracy theory. Everybody's communist. They are communists. This is California state government right now.
When you take away somebody's privileges and rights and you own them, that's called communism. I don't care how you paint it. You put lipstick. The old saying, put lipstick on a pig, it's still a pig. And a communist is still a communist. And they've infiltrated our system here in the United States, our government. And I'm not going to say our government. They infiltrated. We, the people, are the government. We got to keep telling ourselves that. Our legislators is who they infiltrated. And they're on both sides of the aisle. I'm debating what to do to help California. I love this state. I was born and raised here. I've got an incredible amount of friends in this state. I got friends across the country too, but these folks here need help. And when they need help and you have the ability, you're supposed to step up and do it. When you have a good time, you don't build a wall around your house. You build a bigger table and invite people in. And then that's kind of how my philosophy is. And I'm kind of I'm on the border right now because we got over 250 departments that is the governor appoints people to. We only need maybe 10 of them. And so there's a bunch of people in there that need to go out and get a real job, is what I guess I'm trying to say. I'm not very articulate here today, but well, I'll get wound up here in a minute, but it's a situation where we got a clean house and those little creeks have been running into a swamp, and that swamp is no different than the one in Washington, D.C., but we have it right here. And it's both sides of the aisle. We got to clean these people up, get them out of there, get people back in. Like when I was asked about running for governor of California, I told the party that I was talking with, I said, there's two things going to happen if I do decide to run. First thing, if I decide to run, I'm going to win. There's no halfway about it. There's no, I'm going to maybe see what I can do. Bullshit. If I decide to go, I'm going all in. Mm-hmm. And if I do, the people will win in their own personal lives, because I'm going to deregulate the heck out of things. First of all, I'm going to make
you froze up on me.
Oops.
There you go. You said if you do, the people will win, is what you said.
The people will win, because this is about the people. And when I served in Vietnam in the Marine Corps, I never once asked my comrades, are you Republican or Democrat? We were strictly representatives of the United States of America. And so the party that asked me about potentially running for governor a year ago or so, I told him, I says, the day that I take the oath of office, and if I run, I will take the oath of office, I will not support that party during my term as a governor, because I belong to the people. I do not belong to a party. I won't endorse anybody from any party. I won't do anything like that at all. I'll represent the people. They will endorse whoever they want by voting. That's how you endorse somebody. You vote for them. And otherwise, it's a brainwashing. I've got a lot of friends that have been so brainwashed one way or the other. It doesn't matter. And it's a right or left, And Reagan said it best. He said, there's not a right or a left. There's only an up and a down. And he's right. You're either growing or you're being buried. There's only an up and a down. And you have to accept change. Sometimes change is really good, but it's hard to accept because it is change. But when it takes away your privileges and your rights that other people, years and years and years, generations before us, gave their lives to give us these privileges, these opportunities, and a way of life, we take that away from the next generation. We've destroyed everything from George Washington right through to this minute today, and the next minute is coming tomorrow. We've got so much to be grateful for, but we have to take care of it. When you have something really good, you sit back and you enjoy it. But if you don't cultivate it, it dries up, fails, and goes away. So we have to step up. And in my generation, we're the baby boomers, and we are spoiled. My dad, he was born in 1907 in Oklahoma, and 7 days before it became a state. And he grew up in a house that had a dirt floor, no windows, no electricity, no running water. And in his first 70 years of his life, he saw a man go to the moon and come back from a dirt floor with no glass in the windows, no electricity, no water. In my first 70 years of my life, I've never lived in a home that didn't have glass in the windows, didn't have running water, didn't have electricity. And today we have
flooring.
Yes, and now we have over 300,000 homeless people in the state of California, and Newsom calls it progress. Well, if you're a communist, it is progress. But if you're living to be a free man, we've failed, and it's time for us to grab the bull by the horns, take control of this arena, and bring it back to the people, and let the people be the government. And the second thing that I would do is if I were elected governor, is, well, even before I was be elected governor, if I decide to run, I'm going to go up and down this state on my own expense. I rodeoed professionally for 21 years. I went all over the United States and Canada. I paid my own way. Nobody paid for me to go enjoy what I enjoy. Well, if I can help make California be a great state again, it's not a great state right now, but the state is great. The politics is not great, but if I could clean that up, it would be it'd be an enjoyable journey. I mean, it's something I'd really enjoy being part of, and I'd just be being a part of it. It wouldn't be me; it'd be a coalition of people. And but I would, at every town hall meeting I'd go to, I'd tell everybody, hold your phone up, film this. You get an unfiltered thing you can share with your friends of what I'm saying, questions, how I answer questions, what I think needs to go. I'm not cutting stone. If somebody can show me a better idea than what I've got, I'm open for it. I mean, to represent the people, you got to listen to the people. And right now, we don't have legislators in the state of California listening to people. They'll go and I mean at every level, they'll go and put on town hall meetings. They'll blab, 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 blab. And then they go back home and they go, well, yeah, we gave them a shot. You didn't give them a shot. You just let them vent for a minute and then you're kind of like a babysitter in a way. And you put the pacifier back in our mouth and shove us out in the back room and let us be. Well, I don't want to do that. I want to go up and down the road and tell people, do not donate a penny to any politician, myself or anybody else. Don't donate a penny. Keep that money in your family, your churches, your homes, your schools. That's your business, your money. And we want to turn over most of the state regulations to your communities. The people in Los Angeles have a need for a certain type of community. The people in Bakersfield, where you grew up, has a different type of atmosphere. In Lincoln, where I lived, they have a different atmosphere. So let the communities have a say in how their part of the state works, and we'll get along just fine. Because when we had no government, everybody worked well. It's just like I told a person the other day. The reason our military doesn't have old men like me, takes people over 70, put them in a war zone. We have a history. We don't have a future. So, I mean, it's not as drastic and critical, but let us fight a war. It won't take us 3 years, 4 years, 5 years to end a war. It takes about 15 minutes. We're not going to go out and do 50 push-ups every morning. We're going to save that energy for squeezing around off here and there.
We don't have time for this. Let's get this one.
No, let's get this thing over with. Let's get to the root of the problem. And the root of the problem is going to be in an office in some foreign country and an office in our country. And we, the people, are going to go out there. You take us 70-year-olds, and we're going to fight another country that's 70 years old. We're going to sit down there. We're going to say, time out a minute. We got to have a cup of coffee here. And we're going to get a cup of coffee, and we're going to go over and sit down in front of the enemy, talk to him for a little bit and ask him how his grandkids are. And they're going to say, how's yours? And we're going to get talking. We're going to find out we're just people. We're all just people. And we should get along. And as old folks, we would get along. But we take and brainwash our young. They brainwashed me to stand up and be a Marine. I'm still, to this moment, very proud of being a Marine. I am a Marine. I will die a Marine. And years after I'm gone, I'll still be a Marine until I'm forgotten. But the thing is that we're being implemented by others, and they took it out of we need it in the military in order to preserve our freedoms and our privileges we have here. But we take it out of a context, and we try to take it into the private sector, make them become brainwashed into being submissive. You can't do that and succeed.
That's right. Yeah. And that's the California future plan. I'm quite convinced, to throw my little conspiracy theory out here. It's all about one world government. It's all about the new world order. California, the people who are running the show here are so arrogant. They really, and that includes depopulation, my friend. Let's be real honest. That includes depopulation.
Yeah.
So it's not an accident that things are happening with our food, with our water, with our vaccines, and everything else that are taking us out.
If you take government out of it, we would be raising a lot of decent food. When I was a kid, we drank out of the creeks. I mean, I'd saddle a horse right up in the mountains, gather cows. I'd look forward to drinking out of the creeks. That was really good, clean, clear water.
Down,
Now
upstream though from the herd.
well, yes, of course. I mean, a little common sense in there goes a long ways. But the bottom line is that you could live off the land, you could eat berries and stuff like that. But now there's so many things being sprayed in the air that we don't know about as citizens. That I mean, you see these chemtrails. I don't know what's in them. I can't say they're good or they're bad. I just don't know. And when you don't know something, you stay away from it.
And what's so odd to me is that it's even being allowed. I mean, if I
Well,
decided I wanted to spray some kind of chemical, even if I just, I'm Bill Gates, I've got all kinds of money, I can do what I want. I'm orchestrating the world as I want it to be with my Star Trek utopia. So I'm going to spray things in the air. I'm going to block out the sun rays. I'm going to protect people this way. Well, I didn't get to vote for that. I didn't have any say in this. You're just some wealthy piece of crap nutbag who's decided you want to take this upon yourself, and nobody's standing up and saying, wait, what? No, this is federal. These are federally controlled. There's a reason why we have an FDA.
No,
You can't just do what you want anytime you want, but they are, and we've seen proof of it.
No, they are, and that's why I say we the people, we need to bring this back and have town hall meetings that explains what's going on in our atmosphere, what's going on around our communities, even down on earth level, what's going on down here. And I mean, like when I was a kid, it was common to go to a garden, pick a vegetable and eat it. Now you have to wash it before you eat it and everything else. I mean, it just because of what's in our air here in California, of all places, one of the greatest places on earth. And we have to work on that. So there's a lot to work on, but you take one bite of the apple at a time. Pretty soon you spit the seeds out. I mean, you'll get it done. But we've got a big journey in front of us. But when somebody my whole life would tell me, Bob, it can't be done, I'll give it to me. I'll get her done for you. And I've done that. And a lot of people said, well, California's too far gone. We can't save it now. Yes, we can.
I hear that.
Yes, we can. We're human beings. And when you love a country as much as I love this country, I mean, the whole country. I mean, I don't care if you're in Oklahoma or Tallahassee or Washington, D.C. or Portland, Oregon, Chicago. It doesn't matter where you're at. They're all people, and they all deserve a good, fair shot at life. And
right, with the government staying out of their way, but the government doesn't want to stay out of their way. The government wants to grow to where it's a total control over everything. That's so obvious.
It's by design, and the problem is we get so many people working for government they can't afford to lose their jobs, but they don't.
Sacramento is a great example.
They don't know that if we laid off, say, and I'm gonna pick just a number arbitrarily out of the sky. 75% of the people working for the state of California, for example, in order to keep the state moving, we'd have to have private sector step in. There's jobs. These people go right back to work again, and they'd be working for something that they'd actually be proud of, something that would take them to a safe place, just as safe as they are with the state, because the state can fold in a heartbeat too, and there goes all their pensions, there goes all their health benefits, there goes all their pay, their wages. So the bottom line is the only thing that's secure in life is death and taxes, but not in that order. Taxes and death usually. But anyway, it's a situation where we need to give the country back to the people, and and make it a place where people from all over the world want to be here. I mean, when we had open borders, everybody was coming, and then pretty soon the people of value were like, it's terrible here. We're leaving. And they were leaving. The wrong people were leaving, and the wrong people were coming, so two wrongs don't make a right, so we got to work on
that. I may be completely wrong on this, but I think we're teetering on complete financial collapse here in the state of California. I think we're going to see a real estate crash that's going to be far worse than what we saw in 2008. Because it's not sustainable what they've been doing. not sustainable at all. Taking money from the communist Chinese, they're basically calling the shots for our California state government now. We have just spent over $200 million on a special election for Proposition 50 to grab even more power with redistricting, which I pray you vote no on 50. That's next month, November 4th. Please, please vote. And don't put your ballot in that envelope, by the way. Everybody's showing there's a hole in the envelope that you mail in that shows if you voted no on 50.
Yeah.
Why would they do that other than suddenly your ballot's going to get lost?
Well, you may
know that? Why would they do that? But it's a real, I'm not making that up. That's a real deal. So I'm going to vote in person.
Well, why do you think they put a hole in there?
So people will know that you voted no, the people who are calling shots, and those ballots will get lost.
Yeah. I'd advocate a piece of tape over it.
You could try that.
On the inside of the envelope, put a piece of tape over it.
Inside of the envelope, yeah, and on the outside where they can get to it. But
the most important, though, is that if we the people unite, and I just had a recent conversation with a family member about putting a sign in the front yard. And one family member said they wanted vote no on 50, and the other family member said vote yes on 50. And I told him, I said, take both signs down. Take both signs down. What holiday's coming up? And they said Halloween. I said, put up Halloween decorations. We're dividing our families by signs in the front yard. It's all by design. So you get rid of all that conflict and put something up that unites a family, something that everybody enjoys. And kids come and get a handful of candy, and the neighborhood community all unites. But anytime, I mean, if you put a sign on your front yard that says vote for Bob Patterson,
your target.
Somebody across the street's going to put one up that says don't vote for Bob Patterson. Vote for what's
Katie
that?
Porter.
Yeah. Vote for Katie Porter. But you cause conflict. And your sign you're supposed to put up is your vote. That's the best sign you can put up ever, is your vote. And you got to register to vote. So register to vote. We got to clean it up so that illegal people, they call them illegal aliens, and you get reprimanded for it and everything. Let's just say
that. That's what they are.
Let's just say the illegal people coming in shouldn't get to vote. But in California, you get a driver's license, you get to vote. And they advocate for you to get a driver's license. Well, there again, I'm afraid I'd be a little bit of a
Jerry Brown made it legal for illegals to get a driver's license. I was stunned when that happened. I thought that makes no sense. How come people aren't screaming about this? How come nobody's asking about this? And then it became clear when about 6 months later, the motor voter law.
Well, what?
Oh, by the way, you have a driver's license, you can get registered to vote right then and there, no questions asked.
Well, if you remember, for years and years and years, the easiest money to make was in California. That's by design as well. The easiest money to make. Think about that for a minute. Because now the easiest money to make is in a location, you're making money like crazy. You don't care what's going on around you. And that's when they take away all your privileges. And then all of a sudden now, how easy is it to make money in California now? It's almost impossible. But look how we are owned by our own state legislative body.
Yeah.
You know, and it's more than Jerry Brown. It's more than Gavin Newsom. It's a communist group of people. Yeah. And right. I don't know if you remember a friend of mine named Scott Bennett. He was assassinated last Thanksgiving, the day before Thanksgiving. And I'd like everybody to kind of take their hats off to him this Thanksgiving I'm with you, to Scott, because he and I sat in my office and went over names after names after names after names of people that are in this group. And I'm probably going to get in trouble for even going as far as I just did just now. But there is a coalition of people that want to destroy not only America, but any country that has freedom for their people. The people have an opportunity to pick what they want to do, live where they want to live, marry who they want to marry. And this coalition of people want to control it all. I mean, they've already got money, so it's not money they want. What they want, and there's a couple thousand of them that I know of, and so that's the
They're doing
problem.
the devil's work. They fully are. The devil's plan is the new world order and no God.
Well,
Your God becomes the government. That is what the Communist Party is all about. You remind me so much of Ronald Reagan, things that you say. And he was very vocal and open about this is communism trying
yeah,
to come in here.
he's
He
one
said
of my
it.
people too. Yeah. Well, I got to tell you though that because on your show we talk about politics and religion. Well, I want to make a statement about religion a little bit, and I do believe in God, and He's helped me through a lot of stuff that I probably shouldn't be here today without His hand on my shoulder. In fact, I know I wouldn't be here today. But anyway, and He's given me a mission to fill, and I'm doing the best I can. I'm not going to say it's going to be great, but I'm doing what I can. But the root to all evil is money, correct?
The love of money is the root of all evil. Yeah.
Well, when
According to scripture, not money, but the love of money is the root of all evil.
and I'm glad you said it according to scripture. Well,
Yeah.
when I want to talk to God, I saddle a horse, sit next to a river, right up the hills, and I go into His creation. And I don't go to a church building per se, because the very first thing they do there is say, let's sing a song while we pass the plate around. We're going to collect the root of all evil and sing a song. There's corruption there. So it's even in our churches, it's in our schools, it's in our legislative bodies, from city hall, from the town level to the county level to the state level to the federal level. And if there's a universal level out there, God's got it handled. I'm going to vote for Him on that. And he's been reelected for a jillion years, and
This is who?
God.
Oh, right.
He's got the universe.
There's somebody running for office I didn't know about.
No, he's been reelected year after year after year.
Right.
So,
Thank you, Lord.
So yeah, and and it's funny because I watch young athletes when they achieve their goal. They score a touchdown or they ride a bull or whatever. Then they kneel down, they look up, they cross themselves, and it's all part of that fake sincerity that they need to actually hit the bottom and then feel God's hand on their shoulder.
Yeah.
But they can't do it in the moment of success. And I was involved in high school football for a while, and I had a kid intercept the ball, ran in for a touchdown, and took a knee and crossed himself and come off the field. And I told him, I said, "You're not Catholic, are you?" And he goes, "No, I'm not." And I said, "Why'd you cross yourself?" And he says, "I was thanking God." And I says, "Son, let me tell you a story. God's in the stadium tonight. I can promise you that. But He's a spectator. Your whole life He'll spectate. He will not single you out individually and help you across the pond of water. He won't show you where the rocks are at so you can run on top of water. But He will observe and He'll watch." And I said, "So tonight you thanked the wrong people." He goes, "But I thanked God." And I said, "No, you need to thank the guards, the tackles, the other players on your team, the kids that don't even get in the game that you practice with, that gave you the ability and confidence and everything to achieve your goal. You need to go shake their hands." He went down the road and shook hands with all those kids right there. And those kids rallied. And I mean, we put a whipping on that at the school. I mean, from that moment on. And it was only because of the camaraderie of them feeling together. And we in the California need to do the same thing. We got to quit running. And I'm not saying quit praying for God, but quit praying for God for our own benefit. Pray for our community. Pray for our people. Pray for the existence of this earth. And we will unite. We will find common ground. And when we unite, when we, the people of the United States of America, unite, we're unbeatable. We're unbeatable. The devil himself can bring a herd of devils up here and stuff, and we'll spank them like there's no tomorrow. But but that's what we have to do. And it boils back down to the United States. We need to get united again and stop all this bickering about yes on this sign or no on that sign, and whatever the bill is, whoever was running for office. All of this is all about money, which is the root of evil. And this I mean, you take money out of the Republican Party, you take money out of the Democrat Party, and we'll have a party of honesty. Both sides will be honest, and they'll probably want to vote for the same person because we, as human beings, all want the same things. We want to be safe. We want to have a good job. We want to have good medical care, good education. Want to drive a nice car, wear nice clothes, and have a smile on our face.
Yeah.
And I don't care what party you're in. You want that. So united we stand, and we got to go there.
You remind me so much of Ronald Reagan. It never dawned on me. I mean, I've known you for how long now? How many years? And this is the first time I really put it together. Shoot, you sound like Reagan. I think that we need that kind of communicator in office and calling some shots, not just at the governor's level, but throughout all positions of government and even school boards and so on. We need that desperately. So I pray for that. I ask for that, but we got to get you registered to vote. And this state is just spent over $200 million for this special election next month. This yes on Prop 50 is what they want. I want no on 50. But we got to be registered to vote, and we got to show up, and don't vote by mail, because I just told you about what they're doing with the envelopes. Take it in person. Take that time. Please make it happen. But go to registertovote.ca.gov, registertovote.ca.gov. And then the Secretary of State screwed up on the ballots, and they had to send out a whole bunch of new ones. It's a $300 million boondoggle to try and steal redistricting from we the people. And Bob, we're broke. We as a state are broke.
Well, let me explain something to you there. You think the legislators give a hoot whether we're broke or not? Do you know the only hot check you can cash at any bank in the United States of America is a government check? Think about it. That's the only hot check you can cash in the United States of America is a government check. So the legislators don't care. They can order to write checks. Doesn't matter. What matters is we the people have to take control of that checkbook. We the people have to take control of that journey of all these legislators that are taking us sideways. Now, here's something to think about. All this stuff about Prop 50, and it's becoming, over the next month, it's going to get really, really ripe and everything. Does anybody ever stop to look behind the fence and see what they're pushing around behind the fence? Because everything's focused on this one thing. The crowd's all focused here, and they're stealing all your cabbage out of your garden out the back door. There's more stuff going on behind the fence.
Sure.
So we have to have peripheral vision. You have to look beyond what is the excitement of the day, whether it's good excitement or bad excitement. It's excitement, and it's making people angry. And when you get somebody angry, you can control them. You can actually lead them into a closet and slam the door on them, and they don't even know why they're there, but they're angry.
Anger and fear. Fear is the other one. Another great way to control people is through fear. So they're ramping up the whole COVID thing again. Several Bay Area counties are now requiring masks again.
Well, what people don't understand about fear, how do I want to say it? It won't stop life, but it stops you from living.
Yeah, exactly.
Fear is just an emotion. And when you control your emotions, like when somebody's mad at me and they're yelling and everything, I shut up, let them rant and rave and go on. And I tell them, when you settle down, we'll have a conversation. And they just keep ranting and raving and stuff. And I sit there and it might take a week. But finally we sit down and they say, look, Bob, I need to talk to you. And I said, well, we're going to talk or we're going to yell.
Been here all this time. Yeah.
Okay, then let's talk. I can help you solve things. I've been proven wrong in my life many times, and I said, you're right. I like your idea better. Let's do that. And I'm open to that because that's how you get wisdom. Is you absorb it. You don't create it. You can't create wisdom. You have to absorb it. And so it's a journey. But we need to, as a people, as a community, as a state, as a country, come together. And we don't have to agree on everything. Like I tell some of my friends, I don't care that you wear a D in front of your name. I don't care that you wear an R in front of your name. you're still the same person. What I care about is how you handle yourself. And we've had some good people. There's undeniably there's been some good Democrats and good Republicans in our system at every level. And so we gotta quit bashing each party and start going after the people that are dysfunctional, the individuals, and pick them out, call them out.
I separate with you there. I disagree on that. I think that the Democrat Party has set themselves up as the party of death. Anytime you're promoting things that go against God and biblical principles,
Well,
I'm going to be against you. I'm going to stand. I'm to love what's good and hate what is evil. I hate what is evil, and that is what the Democrat Party has become. So I'm going to continue bashing them over here if you don't mind.
Well, let me explain that a little bit better then.
Okay.
I'm not asking you to agree with me. I'm just want to make my point clear. Is that a lot of people are Democrats that are really good people. They aren't the ones that are doing this. They're following their sheeple, and we have sheeple on the right side too. So
Yes.
we have to protect those sheeple. But that's what I'm saying. Go after the like if you have a herd of cattle. And you got to call. They're called calls. You take them out because they don't physically fit the program.
Got to cull the herd. Yep.
Got to cull the herd. Well, we got to do that with our legislative bodies. There's some really good Democrat people that are in legislative bodies. You don't hear about them, because I see you rolling your eyes. But what I'm saying though is that they're.
Can't think of it.
You got to. Well, no, but it's hard to think of some Republican good ones too. And I'm a Republican, but I want to say. I want to find the middle of that road. I want to find the middle of that road where I can reach out and hang on hands on both sides, and we can get something done together.
And that's why Ronald Reagan made things happen. That's how he did it.
Yeah,
exactly how he did it.
Yeah, and you have to do that. And it's important that we communicate and stop the bashing part. If we become the bigger person, like a friend of mine, he and his wife are going through a divorce and they're yelling at each other. And I told him, I says, quit yelling. And I was talking to her and I said, quit yelling. When he yells and rants and raves and everything, be calm. Somebody has to be the adult in the room. So be calm. Let him vent. Let him go on his journey. And then finally, he will learn to communicate with you. He has to be calm. And now you get things done. And things are working out for him. They're working out better for him. I mean, I don't think they're going to get a divorce. I think they're going to stay together because they can communicate now. But the key in there is the same thing with government. When we're on the right, bashing the people on the left as hard as we can, we don't see the good in them. And there's good in everybody. God has done that. He's made sure there's good in everybody. Even me, there's good there. Some people have to dig deep to find it, but that's a curse. But the main thing is, so you dig deep and you find the good in the people. And a lot of people say, Bob, they don't make them like you anymore. And at first I took that as a compliment, but actually they're made. We just don't cultivate them. We need to cultivate them. They're out there. There's a lot of young people that are way better suited for a lot of different things than I am. They're good people. And I don't care if they have a D or an R in front of their name anymore. I'm sick of listening to the right bash the left bash the right. Become the person in the middle that unites them. And that's, I think, the mission that God has put you and I both on, is we're to bring people together, not separate people, not divide people, because that's exactly what the communists do to win, is divide and conquer.
Well, I've heard for a couple of decades now what the left stands for, and I don't want any more of it. So whether it's individuals or whether it's just an entire party, or on our side of things, the rhinos who seem to be wanting to make things happen that the left wants to make happen. It's bizarre and baffling to me and frustrating.
Well, there's no such thing really as the rhino, because all it is a Democrat that infiltrated the right, and we have rights that have infiltrated the left too. Yeah. And so that's why I say we've got to find the words. I think so. There's a few out there. I'm like you, none. I can't think of it. But I mean, there are some people out there though that, I mean, you got to. I mean, like at state level, I know a couple that are really good people, and they're caught up in the swamp, and and they're hanging on to a life raft. The life raft happens to have a D on it. That's all that's holding them up right now, because if they let go, their own party's going to drown them. And
Yep.
so it's
Through that. They don't dare stand up or speak out against anything that the Democrat Party wants to have happen. It's being controlled like puppet strings on a marionette. It's being controlled from higher up, and I don't know when or where, other than just assign blame on the devil himself, because they seem to be doing the devil's work just as quickly as possible, for his time is short. So, Bob, I pray that even if you decide you're going to get into the race and you are going to run for governor, I'd love to see that happen. I think that'd be extraordinary. Where do we follow you? How do we get in touch with you? Or do you want to wait before you got to do a little more thinking on this?
I'm actually wanting people to kind of tell me what their thoughts are. Am I a bucket of hot air, or am I something that can
where do we find you? How do we do that?
Beats the heck out of me. I'm usually out behind a fence post someplace.
You got a website or an email that you want to give out or anything like that? Don't give out your phone number.
No, I've got a website that we can go to. It's RC Patterson Buildings LLC.com, or my email is rcpatterson at gmail.com. And but yeah, I'd like to get some feedback as to, because I'm open for conversation. I'm open to hear. I've got a couple more weeks to decide whether I run or not. I'm probably right now 80% against it. A couple of years ago, I was on a radio talk show in Wisconsin. They called me up and said, we need to talk to Bob Patterson. And I said, I think you got the wrong Bob Patterson. I'm down in California. And they said, well, did you serve in the Marine Corps, the 1st Marines? And and I said, yep. Did you do this, this, and this? And I said, yep. They said, we got the right guy. And so I said, okay. So the next day we went on this show, and it's an hour-long show, and then 2 hours of people calling in. And I was blown away, because I've got a real solid high school education from Lincoln, California. I can almost count to 10, but I got a PhD in common sense. Yeah, but I got a PhD in common sense, and I'm proud of it. My dad cultivated that and inspired it and stuff. Not only me, but my siblings as well. It's my life has been an incredible journey, and it's been blessed in so many ways. And there's even more exciting things coming into it now as we speak. And I'm just like, I don't know what I did to deserve all this, and it's all good. Every bit of it's good. And but I want to hear from the people. I want to know what they're thinking.
Let's start with it. Let's start with the email address, rcpatterson@gmail.com. RC Patterson, PATTERSON, rcpatterson@gmail.com. That's a good place to start.
Right.
So people can write you and give your thoughts and correspond back and forth with you. But Bob Patterson he's a treasure, man. He's a treasure. If you ever get a chance to meet him, definitely you're going to be grateful for it. But
well, there's some people out there, when I bring my spoon up and tell them, I'm about to stir some shit, they think I'm probably more of a boat anchor than a treasure. So, but I think that the state's worth fighting for. We know that. Can it be saved? You're damn right it can. I mean, saying no, it can't is already admitting defeat. We haven't even fired the starting whistle yet. The starting gun to go. So I mean, let's blow the whistle and get this thing going, and then let's fix this mess. And let's have business people, business-minded people, and that means like moms. They're business people. They do the home financing. They do the home budgeting for scheduling for food and clothes and pay the bills and stuff. Yeah, let's take our hat off to some of these moms. They're business people. Let's get people like that going in our system. We right now have politicians in our system, and they don't know how to tie their shoes. I'm one to talk because I wear boots I slip on, but But the bottom line is that we can fix it. We need to fix it, and damn it, we're going to fix it. And if somebody is better than I at doing it, I'll be the first one to stand behind them and say, in fact, I won't stand behind them. I'll stand shoulder to shoulder with them and say, let's get her done. And I'll sweat every day of the week, and you go over there and take all the glory and bow. That's fine with me. I don't care about any of that stuff. That doesn't. I had my day in the rodeo arena and stuff, and I had my day, getting news and ahs. Like I say, now I got a history, not a future. I just soon go down like blazing saddles, man. Let's just take this thing to the end and fix it. So at the other end of the trail, there's a better road,
Yeah, I love that attitude. Absolutely, my friend. I'm going to be filling in for a gentleman who I'm just a big fan of. He does Saturday morning show, 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. on KMYC, which is in Marysville, Yuba City area. It's 1410 a.m. He's asked me to fill in for him this coming Saturday, and I was thinking, I'm going to get Dinesh D'Souza on. I'm going to see if I can get Jerome Corsi on, if I can get all these, big name Steve Hilton on and all this stuff. But you know what? If you got this coming Saturday free and I can set it up where we can actually take phone calls, I think that would be a very good show. You got Saturday open?
Well, I don't, but I'll open it. How's that?
I'm asking, I'm putting them on the spot right now, live on the air, to be on the air with me this coming Saturday.
I was going to on the road Friday, Saturday, headed back to Norman, Oklahoma, but for, like I say, a project and building we're building out there. But I'll for the state of California, I'll stop and I'll postpone that. I'll leave here on Sunday instead, and kind of go from there. But
I can hear the train coming around the bend.
That's Johnny Cash. He comes through town here about once a week. maybe about once an hour, but
well, once an hour there.
Yeah.
All right, my friend. Thank you so much for your time, Bob Patterson. Talk to you soon.
Thank you.
You bet, man. I'm serious. We could do a whole lot worse for governor, but frankly, at this point, I'd vote for a rusted out fire hydrant that's been tagged by every male dog in town before I'd ever vote for anything with a D in front of its name. Sorry, Bob, just not doing it. But we got to weed out these candidates, and we got to. I love Bob's clarity. I wasn't kidding when I said it dawned on me. Holy cow, he reminds me of Ronald Reagan. That's how Ronald Reagan used to speak. And he was a great governor of the state of California, went on to be one of the top 5 best presidents this nation's ever known. Those are the kind of people I like right there and admire and respect. So thank you very much, Bob, for taking the time. And thank you for liking, subscribing, and sharing this show. If you can follow this Rumble channel, you'll be helping us a lot. Rumble.com/do-not-talk. If you're watching live on Rumble right now, please hit that like button. Hit it right now. Boom. Hit that like button. You'll help with the algorithms on this, and share these shows. Facebook deleted every single one of my Facebook accounts and my Instagram account, which is owned by Facebook, because I did something innocuously that they didn't even bother explaining what it was. And I'm just gone. 40,000 people. Suddenly I'm out of their life. I can't let them know when I have these new shows here. So you're sharing these shows on your social media platforms and in emails or however you like. Really helps. May God bless you and keep you. May God bless America. But most importantly, America bless God. Man, I'm serious about getting him on the radio.